Hello and welcome to my review of the Wordbearer's Contemptor Dreadnought for Warhammer the Horus Heresy from Games Workshop. Now, one of these would typically cost you £42. It's no longer available from Games Workshop's website, formerly Forge World's web store, and coincidentally the Wordbearer's Contemptor Dreadnought upgrade set is also temporarily out of stock. Now, that upgrade set only consists of the torso and the head, I guess. So that means it's 2 resin components if you were to get that, and that's the closest you can get to this. For reasons that escape me and probably the rest of the community, I just cannot get my head around why they completely got rid of all the Legion specific resin dreadnoughts. I thought they were good kits. I thought the resin Contemptor Dreadnoughts were great. Maybe Games Workshop, in their wisdom, thought that by removing them, more people would buy the plastic kits, as if we didn't have many excuses to buy that awesome plastic kit anyway, because it is awesome kit. They can coexist, is what I'm trying to say, and it would have actually been nice to see some of the sales, some of the profits from Legion specific Contemptor Dreadnoughts be channeled and funneled in to Legion specific Leviathan Dreadnoughts, for instance. Anyway, before I go off on one, I'll just tell you the format of this review is as usual. So I'll have a look at the Wordbearer's Legion Contemptor Dreadnought, look at all the detail and things. Then there are no spare parts really, so then I'll compare it to other resin Contemptor Dreadnoughts and the plastic Contemptor Dreadnought, and I'll also compare it to other Wordbearers models, and then at the end I'll go through all of the rules just for a normal Contemptor Dreadnought. So let's have a look at this detail. This is probably why you're here. I did pick this up, I want to say a couple of years ago, and then I released the unboxing like last year. But let's start from the bottom. Let's start from the base. So the feet, nothing new there. They're the same feet as you'd get on like a Dark Angels Legion Contemptor. But then from the shin armor, this is exactly where the differences then start. So you've got some nice detail there on the shin armor on both sides. You've got some great detail on the knee pads or the knee armor. You've got detail on the groin armor and on the hip plates as well. All these markings etched in, and even a little bit on the reverse as well. And I like how the shin armor or lower leg armor is framed as well, with these metal framing. The rear, there's not really much going on in terms of Wordbearer's iconography, so let's just focus on the torso for now. Again, you've got loads of iconography. You've got like a flame. The head is very nice. You've got that flame there on that helmet. The top, there is even some framing and some flames. I would have liked some more candles, or at least one candle or something like that. That would be cool. I guess they gave all the candles to the Dark Angels Contemptor Dreadnought. But then on the shoulder pauldrons, I guess you call, there are, they're framed, and also there's some icons and some etching. And then on the left one, there's some ribbons and scrolls, and as well as a book with some purity seals, with a little frame, with a little flame bookkeeper, I guess, on both sides. And that's about it for the detail. So, the legs, the torso, the helmet, and the shoulder pauldrons. The weapons, it didn't come with weapons, of course, so you'd have to have found resin weapons and then possibly magnetize them, and that was the beauty about those kits as well, in that you could magnetize them. What I've done is I think I had a resin sort of elbow joint there that I had spare, but then this one, I'm not sure why, but I have used a Leviathan elbow joint, which, yeah, looks a little bit odd, but I think it still works. I think it's still fine. You're not going to see that much difference. And then of course I've used the plastic Contemptor Dreadnought weapons. I was very tempted to put a well, you can't put a flamer on there, but put a plasma on there. But the Dark Angels one already has a plasma, so I thought next best thing to flame, I'll give it a full-on Gravis melter cannon. Then likewise with this, and then likewise with the claw, I've given the talons and also put a melter gun in there as well to keep with the melter. I don't know why I've given it a chain fist. I'm not sure it really works with the talons. Maybe I'll take that off at some point. But I just wanted to keep with the theme of anti-tank, anti-armor weaponry. And as you know, one of the best things about a Gravis chain fist is it is a strength 10 instead of the normal strength 9, still AP 2, still armor bane, but it also gains the murderous strike 5+. And I just thought that because the Gravis Power Fist doesn't have the murderous strike, I thought that would be a nice addition and would go well with all of the Gal Vorbak and Mara Gal, who also has the murderous strike 5+. You know, so if I was to use the Wordbearer's Contemptor Dreadnought, you know, with Mara Gal and with all of the Gal Vorbak and Argol Tal, then I know that straight up they've got that murderous strike. So as I said, there's no spare parts with this one. Well, unless you get like a plastic Contemptor Dreadnought, and then you know you'll have loads of spare parts remaining. Or if you just wanted to pick up the weapon sprue for a Contemptor. So let's get straight into the size comparisons, and we'll start off with other Contemptor Dreadnoughts first of all. So I don't think I've built the Raven Guard and the Death Guard Contemptor Dreadnoughts. I was slow off the mark, so I wasn't able to secure myself a Emperor's Children and Imperial Fist one. In my opinion, the best Contemptor Dreadnoughts usually are the traitor ones anyway. But let's just compare it to my actual Legion, I guess. The Dark Angels Contemptor Dreadnought. Bit of an odd pose I've gone for with this one. I think the Wordbearers one is a better pose, but just gives you an idea that they are the same size, and you know they both have characteristics and aesthetics that match their Legion. I think the Dark Angels one has a framed power plant, whereas the Wordbearers one does not. So I guess you could say that that's an added bonus, but everything else is very similar. There's unique heads, there's unique chests, there's unique torsos. I think the Dark Angels one has a framed torso there, but you know also has the unique knee pads, hip armor, and lower leg armor. So yeah, these are so cool. I wish they would bring them back. Then I've just got a relic Contemptor Dreadnought from quite a while ago actually, and yeah, just gives you an idea there. Same sort of size. And then while we're here, might as well just compare it to the plastic Contemptor Dreadnought. So this is the plastic one. Again, going to be pretty much exactly the same size, but yeah, you can just see the amount of detail. This is why I'm against just the torsos for the Legions, especially for like £40, almost the same price as a full Contemptor Dreadnought, especially if you get a discount or something. So yeah, as much detail as possible, you know, definitely go for the full Legion specific Contemptor over the plastic one. But yeah, that gives you an idea. And then let's compare it to some Wordbearers units. So we've got Mara Gal, which is a very big, you know, Gal Vorbak version of a Contemptor Dreadnought. As you can see there, probably about 20 to 25% bigger. Weapon is similar size though, and the claw again similar size, but you're getting longer legs, a much bigger torso and shoulders and things. Kind of similar sized feet though. But yeah, that's Mara Gal. We'll compare it to Lorgar. Lorgar off of his scenic base. So yeah, Contemptor, Lorgar is probably up to the chest of a Contemptor, maybe. So yeah, this gives you an idea just how big these are. We've got Argyle Tal, and then a Galvorback, you know, with their murderous weapons, murderous strike weapons. A Mark IV word bearer, and the Ashen Circle. So yeah, Contemptors, you know, still tower over all of your troops and things, and you know, quite possibly your Primarchs. Okay, so this is my part of the review where I will go through all of the rules for the Word Bearer's Contemptor Dreadnought. Pretty much going to be the same rules as a normal Legion Contemptor Dreadnought. In terms of Word Bearer's specific weaponry, it mainly focuses on any model with character subtype, and the Legionis Astartes Word Bearer special rule may exchange a power weapon for a tainted blade, tainted axe, or tainted maul. So it doesn't really cover like a tainted, you know, Gravis Power Fist. And likewise the same for warp fire weapons. You may exchange a plasma pistol for a warp fire pistol, plasma gun or plasma blaster, or plasma cannon or Gravis plasma cannon for a warp fire cannon for 5 points. So if I did equip it with a plasma cannon, I would have liked to have done some kind of green stuff kit bash thing to it to make it look obviously different than the Dark Angels one. And what you're getting with that is you'd then be getting a warp fire cannon that's a 36-inch range, strength 6, AP 4, heavy 1, blast 3 inches, breaching 4+, and pinning. Super. How does that compare to a normal Gravis plasma cannon? Well, a Gravis plasma cannon is actually a better strength at 7, and it is a bigger blast. It's a blast of 5 inches instead of only 3 inches, but it still has breaching 4+, but instead of gets hot, it has pinning. So I don't know whether it's worth that for you. You know, you get a smaller blast and a worse strength, but it won't blow up in your face, and it can pin. So it's whether you think that trade-off's worth it. So a Legion Contemptor Dreadnought Talon is an elite choice, and it will cost you 175 points. The stat line is as follows: a movement of 8 inches, weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 5, strength 7, toughness 7, 6 wounds, initiative 4, 3 attacks, leadership 9, and a save of 2+. War gear: Gravis bolt cannon, Gravis power fist with inbuilt combi bolter, atomantic deflector. Special rules: Legionis Astartes Dreadnought Talon, and then dedicated transport. A Legion Contemptor Dreadnought Talon of no more than one model may select a Legion Dreadnought drop pod as a dedicated transport. As a dedicated transport, this does not use up an additional force organisation slot, but its points cost must still be paid for as part of the army. Where are our, you know, Deimos pattern drop pods for Horus Heresy? Where are just our drop pods really? In terms of being rebranded or reboxed as Horus Heresy. They brought out these lovely plastic Contemptor Dreadnoughts, and we're over 2 years into the Horus Heresy 2.0 release, and there's still no delivery method for your Leviathan Dreadnoughts. It's crazy. Anyway, options. The unit may include up to 2 additional Contemptor Dreadnoughts at 175 points per model, so you can have 3 in each Talon. Any Contemptor Dreadnought in the unit may replace its Gravis bolt cannon and or Gravis power fist and inbuilt combi bolter with one of the following: Gravis bolt cannon for 3, Gravis melter cannon for 5 points, auto cannon for 10, plasma cannon for 10, conversion beam cannon for 20, Volkite dual culverin for 15, Kiri's assault cannon for 15, Gravis las cannon for 20, Gravis power fist with inbuilt combi bolter for 3. Any Contemptor Dreadnought may replace an inbuilt combi bolter on either Gravis Power Fist or Gravis Chain Fist with one of the following: inbuilt Heavy Flamer for 5 points, inbuilt Plasma Blaster for 10, inbuilt Graviton Gun for 15, inbuilt Melter Gun for 15. Any Contemptor Dreadnought may take one of the following: Havoc Launcher for 10 points, Helical Targeting Array for 10 points. So I'll just go through the profiles for the weapons that I've equipped this one with. So of course there is a Gravis Melter Cannon there, which is a range of 24 inches, strength 8, AP 1, heavy 2, armor bane, melter, twin link. So the only difference between a Gravis and a normal sort of multi-melter is that you're getting 2 shots instead of 1. The normal melter gun that's in its fist is a 12-inch range, strength 8, AP 1, assault 1, armor bane, And then of course its Gravis Chain Fist there is a considerable upgrade over the normal Gravis Power Fist, which would be Strength 9, AP 2, Brutal 3. The Gravis Chain Fist has a better strength at 10, it's still AP 2, but it also has Armor Bane and Murderous Strike 5+. So it's whether you think it's worth swapping with the Gravis Power Fist to get that one extra strength, the Armor Bane and the Murderous Strike, over the Brutal 3. I think it's fantastic looking mini, works with word bearers quite well, probably not the most ostentatious or eye-catching of the Contemptor Dreadnoughts, of the Legion specific Contemptor Dreadnoughts. You know, one of my favourites is definitely still the Dark Angels one. But what do you guys think of the word bearers Contemptor Dreadnought, and do you think Games Workshop, you know, / Forge World should bring back the Legion specific Contemptors and all the weapons, of course, as well as you know, create some new Legion specific Leviathan Dreadnoughts? What do you guys think? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. It'd be good to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Death to the False Emperor.